Sway in the morning. Shameful 5. That's by Grammy-nominated artists.
Ow.
Grammy-nominated have the B.
Introduce me different.
Can't say the same things. You got to start off with Grammy-nominated. They going to put that.
Introduce me different.
Right.
Who could say that?
Not many people.
Nope.
If he shows up at the banquet and they shout him out, they have to say Grammy-nominated.
I ain't like the rest of y'all here.
Different.
Something different about that. Colbert Show. He performed on Colbert Show.
Not too many people did that neither.
Not a lot of folks did that. I saw him in that car with that funny guy who sings people's. What's his James?
Carpool karaoke.
Yeah, my boy.
That's your boy now.
That's my boy.
That's his boy now, James. How he Corden?
Yeah, Carter.
He different.
Mixtapes go gold.
Hello.
This guy, man.
I'm
Come on,
damn
man. Come
different,
on, God damn
Sway.
it.
I'm different. It's different. I don't have the same resume everybody else got. Respect my resume.
Just bought a new home, man. Come on, man.
Oh,
Somebody-
Al. Super out for the property.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Where your house at?
L.A.
Oh, L.A.
Yeah.
Sway be going out there.
I go to L.A. a lot, man. Hope you got a guest room. Please welcome to the show, man. The one and only Black is here, man. Black.
Blizzak.
He's free now.
What do you mean free?
The project was Free Black. He's free now.
Oh, okay.
After you get them Grammy nominations and
Get a
you
little
on
bit
night
more for
show, you got a little money now coming in. Not a whole ton of money, family members and friends.
They don't know. They don't act like that.
Cash App. I hate Cash App.
That Cash App shit. Somebody
That's
said.
it. That's it.
That's it.
That's where all my all my help is facilitated through Cash App.
Do Cash App.
Yo.
Through Cash App.
It's the devil's nephew.
What Cash App is?
Yes, it is.
The immediacy of it all.
It just makes it too easy for folks to get into your pockets. They make it easy on you, man. Wait, just send it to Cash App. Let me give you my
Code.
I tell them I don't do any type of financial transactions online. You either come get the cash or it ain't gonna happen. Welcome Black to the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Blizzak.
How y'all doing?
Good. We've been waiting for you, bro.
Damn, man. So, Black, what's your real story, man? I know you moved from Atlanta. Is that where you really from? Where you
I was
from?
born in Baltimore.
Baltimore, right?
Yeah, I was born in Baltimore. I moved from Baltimore when I was like 4. And from there, we kind of went back and forth, and I was in Atlanta up until everything kind of started. So was in Atlanta, kind of moved around neighborhoods and schools, different sides of town, mainly the east side. And then I went to college for a year. I dropped out because I just kind of woke up one day like I'm not supposed to be here. And I went to Miami, took a chance, signed a bad deal, was signed for like 3 or 4 years.
That was the Flo-Rida situation? Yep. Okay.
Got out of that deal. And through that time period was most of the trials and tribulations. Like, you got your stuff before then, but that was my music industry trials and tribulations. So made it out of there, got a new deal, dropped problems, and life changed.
The rest is history right there. He said it so quick you think he ain't been through shit, huh?
We could break it down.
How long did you know you were in the bad? And this isn't a knock to Flo-Rida, but sometimes shit just ain't compatible.
Yeah.
Y'all had creative. The label had creative. Wanted you to do something different, creative.
It was creative differences. It was, me personally, I feel like it was moral differences.
Okay.
I was signed for 4 years, and in that time I had some of like the toughest times of my life. So being signed to somebody who was that successful and having like those harder times was kind of confusing to me. And it's not like I'm the person who's ever going to be like, yo, can I get? Yo, let me get. But 4 years and never to have any kind of revenue generated for me at an adult age where I have to like do simple shit like go out with friends and I can't even pay for my food. It's just like,
right,
shit wasn't clicking.
And you got a record deal.
Yep.
And your friends looking at you like you are insane.
They looking at me like I made it.
right.
So then I go back home and you have to figure out how to still inspire everybody and show them like, yeah, I did get out of here, but at the same time they think I'm like out of here. In my head I'm like, I'm still going through it. I just don't want to let them know because I'm still trying to figure it out.
Were you in a relationship at these times, during these times?
Yeah, I was in and out of relationships. It was like I developed like a pattern where I would get into something and then it would get kind of serious. And then I would kind of decide in my head that you can't deal with what's about to happen. So I'm out. And then I would like go back to music.
I'ma save you
Man.
You gonna
from me.
Yeah.
I was reading initially when I got put onto you, and I just loved the music, so I had done some research. I had read that during that time in Miami, you was sleeping outside at some moments.
Yeah, in moments like those where I would have to like stay up outside so I didn't feel like I slept outside, were moments where I was just like, this better be worth it. Or moments where I'm hungry and I'm trying to figure out like what to eat, and then I see somebody throw something away, and then I'm thinking in my head like, are you really about to do that?
Yeah.
Those are moments where I'm like, something got to give.
Did you ever do that though?
Nah, I thought about it, but thinking about it was enough for me. Like that was more than enough.
So during all this time, and you in and out of relationships, it's interesting how family works, because while you're going through the struggle, they're like, hey, you cool? Good, boom. And then when they think you won, they right there for you. But was your family there? Or were you, when I went through everybody goes through their phase. Yeah. When I was going through my period, I didn't want to include my family. I had too much pride. Yeah. To let them know that, damn, man, this struggle is real.
And that was mainly my thing, too. It was like, while I'm going through all these things, my mom checks in, but for me, I wasn't going back home until I had something to go back home with. So I was willing to go through whatever I had to go through on my own, figure it out, and then, like, come back with results. Because, growing up, parents really don't want to hear about the grind. They want to see results.
Yeah.
You can't be like, one day it's going to happen and you'll see, like. So I just left. I didn't come back until, I could come back and say, I told you.
So while all of this is happening, because when that Free Black Project came out, I was really impressed by the way you were able to capture. Everybody has opportunity to play instruments, but what you do with it will determine that intangible, that right. draw, that appeal. And that project really had a certain funk on it. Right. How were you still managing to create? How were you still managing to get in the studio? How were you formulating songs at that time?
During when I first signed to Interscope, right before then, and during the time I was initially signed to them, I had probably made at least 200 songs. I was just recording from February to February, and I would just make songs. I thought I had a project, and I would start over. I thought I had another project, would start over, but then I actually ended up going to LA in maybe July or August. And when I went out there, that's when I actually zoned in. I had my producers with me. We were in the studio every single day. And from August, we kind of worked, and the album came out in November. That was pretty fast. But in LA, I had a chance to actually be away from all the stuff that I had to think about and figure out how to swim through. So in Atlanta, it's I'm dealing with it in real time. I'm stressed out. I'm mad. I'm recording. But LA was okay, I can breathe and I can step back and I can look at all my situations and figure out, different perspectives or different answers for them and put them in song form, which I couldn't do at first.
Who was blowing up at that time, like some of your peers?
2016.
So that's Frank Ocean. And
that's Bryson too.
That was Bryson. Yeah, that was around Bryson time.
Bryson
Definitely.
time. And you sitting there looking at it hungry as, stomach stuck to his ribs.
Yeah, but for me... For me, I feel like it started so far before then, back to 2011 with The Weeknd and with Frank Ocean, with Janae, and all these people were emerging with a different R&B sound. And I was watching then. I feel like I was watching in 2008. I was watching, forever. And at every moment, it's just well, I'm ready, even though I wasn't ready. But in my head, I'm I'm ready. And you wait and you wait and you wait and you work. And 2016 was just, that was the year it was supposed to happen.
Black is here.
I know it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but just for the people that's going to see this and listening now, what was the one defining moment or the turning point? Because it's somebody hearing you saying you were thinking about possibly eating something out of the garbage and, family not helping, record deal is trash, and you're around a multimillionaire, and then you have all of this stuff going on. What was the breaking moment that was sort of the turnaround for you? What happened to get you to LA or to get you to these places to do this project that actually started to make some money?
I think the turnaround kind of came from an internal thing. I think the turnaround came from kind of going away by myself 2011, 2012 and figuring out, just who I was, what my purpose was, what I wanted to do with music instead of just I'm good at it, so I want to do it. What, what's my job while I'm here? And once I figured that out, I think I just kind of kicked into overdrive, and anything that could have happened after that was just it's a part of it, bro. So get through it. It's not a matter of if it's gonna happen, it's when it's gonna happen. So just do the work.
Do the work. What was the highlight so far for you? What's that milestone moment where you went, okay, yeah,
confirmed?
Highlight would have to be recent. Even though like a lot of things have happened since then, but the biggest highlight would be Coachella second weekend. Get off stage, they just like, oh yeah, Jay and Beyonce over there sitting on the cart waiting for you. By the time they said the word waiting, I was already like,
they were waiting for you.
Yeah, so they were like sitting on the cart behind the stage. I walked back there. They were just like, great show, love the music. I bowed gracefully, talked to them for a second, but I would say that's a milestone. That was kind of a moment where I'm like, okay, like this.
What did Beyonce say to you, man? Like when she's specific, because they eventually they didn't speak together in harmony.
I mean, no, they got a whole like aura, magical thing around them. So I walk up to Beyonce, she's already smiling, she's bowing, she's just like, great show. Reaches her hand out, we shake hands. Love the music. Jay's like, great show. We talked for like a quick second. Somebody had like raised the camera, and Jay kind of waved his hand, and when he waved his hand, the camera was just.
Oh my gosh!
This is intimate.
Oh my gosh, he's the wizard.
Yeah, he waved his hand. Camera immediately shut off.
And the camera shut off.
And that was pretty much it.
The whole crowd, the whole thousands, tens of thousands went quiet when Jay waved his hand. You even shut up. Black was like, oh.
I was looking at the cameraman. He was my cameraman. I still looked at him.
He was your cameraman. Oh my God. Damn.
Told you got to get the picture sometimes quick as hell.
You got to your cameraman slipping. Is he here today?
Nah,
he ain't got a job no more.
He ain't make it. He tried, yo.
All right, so we got Black is here. You can follow him at the number 6 LACK. You got new music out now, Switch and Nonchalant. I'm gonna play Nonchalant first.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then tell us about Nonchalant before we play it.
Nonchalant was one of them records where I just wanted to get my bars off. I know I've pretty much been given the label as an R&B singer, which is fine with me, but I started off rapping. That's, what the core of me was. I figured out singing way later. Like, I never even knew I could sing until I tried to sing.
Oh, wow. Yeah. When I listened to Nonchalant, I felt like you was just in the studio picking apart the pocket. Like, did you write this, or you
I don't write anything.
You don't write anything, huh?
Write anything.
And so and I could tell the way you were picking apart the pocket. Oh, he's freestyling, bouncing around this track, and having fun, and he landing. How many takes you doing that?
Nonchalant was actually the easiest song I ever recorded.
Really?
So it was literally like performing a play. It was just line after line after line after line after line, and it just kept flowing. I got excited, and I know it's not ideal for a record like that to come out like before an album, but for my fans, it was like a moment for them to get something that they haven't had before.
Let's hear it, man. Black is here. 888-742-3345. Bars. Learn to kill a hook, Peter Pan. Tracy, you get that? You got that?
I've seen Peter Pan was a major facet of my childhood.
Trying to see if y'all hearing that shit,
Yeah.
Platinum like Cisco.
The hair.
Cisco just got married too.
Tracy G got that celebrity wire. Any given moment, man, you can ask her any question. Yo, man, I'm trying to sit in this. Are they up next? Are they coming up next? They are here next? Okay. Shit. There's so much about your music that I really like. I think if I was, and I only say this to a few people, but if I was doing R&B, soulish type, not even like putting you in the genre type music, I would be Black, ladies and gentlemen. I would be Black.
You want to be singing anyway, Sway. People don't know that about you. You want to be a singer bad. Come out.
I figured it out.
You figured it out? Nah, it's different with me, dude.
I figured it out.
See how it feel to be me. Let's switch up bodies. See, I'm not going. I can't do it.
Everyone got a different calling. You
got
good?
that. He was like, "I'll take that back, Sway."
You gonna be like a shirt off singer, or you just outfits and suits and shit? Like, what's your deal?
Right.
If I took my shirt off, man, it would really, really shock the music business. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it on, man.
Got Black cracking.
It's gonna piss people off. Like, why you didn't take it off sooner?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
You say a line. You got a song called "Switch" too, right? And what you articulate male emotions better than a lot of men I know, which is hard to do for men in general, just based on the constraints and the programming we have that we face in society when it comes to bravado and machismo and this whole image of what a man can be. But the way you talk about relationships and the dynamics and complexities that people go through, I really commend you for that. You found a voice that I think a lot of us sometimes can't explain ourselves, and then you say some shit in the line, and I'll go, damn it, I wish, you know.
There it is.
And so I think it's in Switch, and I don't know what paraphrase. I'm paraphrasing. I keep saying this same line, but you know the line I'm talking about?
Switch bodies for a day. You could be me and I could be you.
What's the concept behind that? Like, what led up to that line, and what was the feeling that made you write it? What happened?
Switch is basically based on just my life right now, and not even just my life, but kind of looking at everybody's situation and like their own different things, and saying, before you think you know what somebody's going through, or before you think you have an answer for what somebody's going through, or before you think you know somebody or know what they should or shouldn't do, like just, step into their shoes for a second, figure out what perspective is before you just feel like, you have to talk. And for a lot of the people in my life, I feel like what I'm going through is something that a lot of them can't relate to. So a lot of the times it would be like, well, you could be here if you just, flew here right now. And I'm just like, well, if I don't do this show, then how is, Six gonna have money for when she gets older? Or how is, like, I have to think about all these different things. So, but in the same breath, I had to accept perspective on other people's ends too. So in the song, I kind of go back and forth between my perspective, between her perspective, whoever her might be, and I try to just be accountable, but at the same time tell people just like think before you speak, and I switch.
Shit, Six, your daughter?
Yeah, Six is my daughter.
Okay. How old is your daughter now?
One, about 18 months.
18 months plus. Hey, you ain't got time for bullshit. Yeah, you got an 18-month. Nah, you ain't got time for it. There are a lot of people on the line that want to talk to you. Ozza from Compton is on the line. Go ahead, Ozza. Say hello to Black.
Ozza. Hi, Sway and everybody.
What's poppin'?
What
I
up?
listen to you guys almost every morning. I work at 6 to 3, so from 6 to 6:50, I'm listening to you guys. I just really want to say good morning, Black.
Good morning.
I go to every show that you've been at, from Santa Ana, LA, San Diego, for the Chris Band tour. I'm not sure if you remember, but I was one of the VIP members who asked you to actually sing a song with you and Janelle. We recorded it in Santa Ana.
Yeah, I remember.
At the
Of course.
observatory.
You remember her for
Yeah.
real?
I just want to let you know that you helped me through my breakup when Free Black came out. I've been single since. I know my voice more. And it's just like, thank you for your music. Thank you for your lyricism. I'm just a big fan. So I just want to let you know I love you and
Love you
keep
too.
doing what you're doing because you're changing lives.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Wow, Ozza, he helped you through a breakup. He's single. Maybe y'all should. Okay, I'll talk to you later, Ozza. You're a
Love
citizen.
you.
All right,
Wait a
great.
minute.
Okay, cool. Hold on, I'm gonna jump out of that. Oh, what up, man? Oh, it's in North Carolina.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, family? Go ahead.
It's Friday.
Hey, man, I called back twice just to talk to this man. Problems?
Yeah.
That's like the story of my life.
Oh,
I mean, you described my life to a T right there in that song, man. These females, man.
No.
Hey, but I
Wow.
appreciate you putting up.
Fair. He just like these
He got to
bitches.
express himself.
let it go, man.
Hey, I mean, that's how it is. But I appreciate your music, man. Keep up the good work. And, initially when you first came out, I was like, is it 6?
Mm-hmm.
Is it 6 Black? Is it Black? Oh, but, I mean, I appreciate it. I appreciate your hard work and your music. And it's great hearing your story, man.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is.
The 6 is like a little B.
Mm-hmm.
But then
It's
his daughter,
lowercase.
but his daughter's
Yeah,
not
but I
6
mean,
too.
yeah, I like it all.
You carry your child in your heart everywhere you go.
Yes, I do.
My daughter just flew into town last night. Talked all night.
Happy.
Yeah, I love her though. Joe, she didn't care I had to get up this morning, Black. They don't care.
Yeah, I was about to say they don't care.
They don't care, man. Wait till 6.
And you can't care about them not caring.
You can't
either.
carry. No, don't carry that with you. Make a whole nother album. Joe is in Fresno. Go ahead.
Hey, Joe.
What's up? Good morning.
What's up, Joe? What's your
I
question?
just want to I don't got a question. I just want to express how much I like the album. It's one of those albums that I could just listen to over and over and over the whole album. I ain't got one particular favorite song. I just love the whole piece of work. It's amazing.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man.
The new album is coming when?
New album is coming very soon. I'm not going to drop the date, but very, very soon. Like super soon.
Are you
Soon
complete? Are you complete with it?
Yeah, I'm done.
You're done with the new
Completely
album?
finished, yeah.
Congrats.
Oh, okay, cool, man. I want to play Switch, but before I do, Hey, man, I can't let you leave, man. I like your flow, bro. I just like your whole style. I promise you, man, I would be you if it was a different life.
I can see it.
Switch.
Yes, but before we play Switch, man, I was wondering if we drop a beat. You know, you up in here, Black. You came into the game as an MC, man. Can't forget your roots, man. DJ Wonder, let him know where he's at. You in the Valley of the Hyenas! Yo, drop that beat on him, Wonder. See what he come up with. Oh. Shade 45.
It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Coffee Bean.
You like that one?
Travis Scott.
Yeah. Black up in there, Sway in the morning.
Yeah.
Sway in the morning on Shade 45.
Look, I say, don't mention my name if it ain't love attached. This exercise, man, I love to rap. It only take a couple bars for me to warm up, show out, all over the place like a Nicki M rollout. Shout out to the boss, but don't be in my comments. Spamming with no unicorns, fucking up my conscience. It's love, I just figure out the best metaphors. My studio, a Mecca light, a young Okafor. This is polished, shining, Eclipse blinded, Tom Brady timing, young clips grinding. Niggas think that I'm a singer till I really hit that switch. My mental dictionary is a fully loaded clip. I'm with Sway in the AM, sip gin like Asian rapper back from battle rapper days. I got accolades, Grammy nominated from my first shit. Put your best verse against my worst shit, perfect. Ain't it funny how this shit goes? I ain't viral, but I bet this shit goes. I know they love it when a nigga put them words together. Spit, rip, then dip, put them verbs together. Shit strange, long way from where I came. Evil blocking my vision just like a bang. But I'm yeah.
Hey!
Yes. Starting the torch.
You talking that shit right there. Have to be at the back office.
I like that.
The kids call it a vibe.
He caught one. That's what happens when you in church. And all of a sudden something hits you and you forget your languages and you just go off into a dance. You feel it heavy on you. Tapped out. He felt it so good. That flow was crazy right there.
Them old ladies got to put a circle around you when that happens. They do, so you don't hit the ground.
So you hit the ground, they gotta catch you. Shit. You was talking some shit right there. Put your best one against my worst. What'd you say? Put your best
verse against my worst
verse. Oh,
perfect.
Black, ladies and gentlemen. That's all you need to give them.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I'll say next time we come back, we can do 5 minutes. We can do 5 minutes.
5 fingers?
The 5 fingers of death. You want to do that?
We can do 5 fingers as long as 5 fingers is 5 minutes long at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least. Come to me first next time you back in town.
Easy.
That's a deal?
Yep.
We're going to do a 5 fingers with Black. You just got a taste right here, man. Get the new single, Nonchalant. It's out now. Get Switch. We're going to end the show with Switch. That's out now, too.
Yep.
Right? Hey, man, congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You stayed the course.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got to have faith in yourself, man.
Yeah, he got a testimony for
You
sure.
got a testimony,
Yeah.
and all those are different chapters in your book of life, man.
That's true.
You here, man. You're inspiration, man. We're going to stay in contact, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. I'm glad you came through, man. I know we talked about this. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely.